Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Free Starting Days. So I'm in my room, clearly. Uh, Basically, it's just I didn't realize people were going to be here today, so to be polite and everything, instead of trying to record this out there, I'm recording it in here. So anyways, Free Starting Days. I said I was going to get to this before the end of the year, and it's literally the last day of the year, so got to get to it today. Um, I don't know too much about what this movie's gonna be like, um, because I believe it takes place prior to the events of season one. Um, and if I remember right, I think someone told me in the comments that it was like during the period where either where Reen was still in Australia or had just come back for the break. You know, when he and Haru had their race and everything. Um, I think it's something like that, and I could be completely wrong. So don't just automatically assume I'm right. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first season of Free. I thought it was surprisingly really good. I really liked the characters, and that kind of leaves me a little worried about this because it is kind of a prequel in a way. I'm afraid that while we do have some of the characters I assume are going to be there, Haru, Nagisa, all of them, but at the same time, I don't feel like their dynamics will probably be the same because part of the reason why the first season worked so well is because of how their dynamics grew and how we saw them developed and everything. Now, don't get me wrong, like these characters were still friends prior to the events of season one, for the most part. There's a couple exceptions, but still. um, so it's not like they won't have chemistry still, but I'm just worried they won't have the same kind of chemistry, and that it's just not going to be as good because of it. Um, the animation, voice acting, all that's probably still going to be good. Um, Also, by the way, I don't remember when I downloaded this if it was in uh, Japanese or English. I don't remember if there was a dub for this. I just don't. So I guess I'm going to be seeing one way or the other. I just don't remember if there's a dub for this. I want to assume there is, but I don't know for sure. And if there is, I don't even know if I downloaded the dub. It's just, it's been a while since I actually downloaded this. I downloaded it before Christmas just to make sure I'd have it already downloaded. But yeah, either way, I am very much interested to see what this has in store. The movie is just under 2 hours, which I assume includes credits and all as well. Um, which pretty standard for a lot of anime movies, it seems. Um, yeah, I'm excited to get into this. I'm hoping that it's going to be as good as a series, or maybe even better. I don't know. Uh, but yeah. And if I have to move around or shift position or anything at any point, yeah, I apologize ahead of time. It's just I am sitting on my bed. There's not really any back support. I have to use all my pillows basically to try and simulate some kind of back support. So, yeah. And I hope the lighting's good in here too. I know with the window being right behind me there, it's like kind of iffy, but I hope it's good enough. So either way, we're just going to begin this and hope for the best. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the movie. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in three, two, one, now. So I want to go over some of these cast things here, because I'm looking at the cast right now. Obviously, we have the same ones as always: Todd Haberkorn, Johnny Ambosh, yada yada. Sosuke, though, the one guy, Reen's old friend, he was Ian Sinclair, who I've met a couple times at Youmacon. Ian Sinclair is also the voice of Brook from One Piece, Whis from Dragon Ball Super, and Space Dandy. Maxie Whitehead was young Reen. I think we already knew that, though. Da, 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 da. Obviously, J. Michael Tatum and Chris Sabat. Makoto's mom was Colleen Clinkenbeard. Okay. Jeannie Torado was Asahi's sister. Oh, really? I'm going to go have to listen to that again. Jeannie Torado is Carol from Carol and Tuesday in the dub. Okay, I'm going to have to listen to that again, see if I can hear it. But yeah, so this was a good movie. I really enjoyed this, but there's one issue I think I have with it. Is that I don't know, it seems like from a continuity standpoint in terms of, what's the word? Oh my goodness, what is the word? In terms of the timeline, since this takes place obviously prior to season 1, it almost seems like by the point season 1 starts, Haru, specifically Haru, has kind of backtracked on all the big development he's made in this episode, especially when it comes to Reen. The only reason for that backtracking, obviously, is because of, Reen's return and their race and everything. But it's like, I don't know, it just seems like he learned too much here. And I don't know, it just feels weird. Maybe it's just because I'm watching this afterwards and I'm just so used to how he was at the beginning of the first season. I don't know. But this takes place, like I mentioned, when they were in middle school. When Makoto and Haru were in middle school, prior to the events of season 1, when Reen had left for Australia. And they are basically just trying to continue moving on with swimming. And they end up joining the swim club, making, I wouldn't say friends at first, but they eventually become friends with Asahi and Ikijo. Something like that. I have the list still up. I can check. Ikiya, with Asahi and Ikiya. And at first they start off kind of like this almost resentful relationship, especially when it comes to Ikiya. But, I mean, it just doesn't really go much of anywhere until later on. And basically, all 4 of our main characters in this are dealing with their own hang-ups. They're dealing with their own issues that start to affect their swimming. And the movie mostly focuses around that and how they have to work past them. With Makoto, he's dealing with the fact that he starts to question whether or not he is only doing this for Haru, or whether he even really likes swimming or not. Haru himself is dealing with his hang-ups from Reen leaving, and his just admiration for his old team. Asahi is dealing with self-confidence issues that are manifesting as overconfidence, and Ikiya is dealing with issues regarding his brother, as well as the fact that he's kind of been trying to imitate Haru due to feeling that need of dependency. And I want to talk about that specifically, not this, what I said in the reaction. Dependency, like I said, is often viewed by a lot of people as inherently negative. There's a lot of people out there who say, like, oh, you part of growing up is learning to become independent. And to a point, sure. Like, yes, you have to be able to be independent to a point. Like, you have to be able to take care of yourself. You have to be able to feed yourself, clean, take care of laundry and housework and all of that general stuff. Yeah. But independence from people is not a good thing. We as humans are naturally needing to be depending on others. We are a dependent social species. We grow and just become better through interaction and through dependency on people we care about, whether family, friends, etc., etc. So it's just, yeah, you have to take all of that into account. Dependency in and of itself is not a bad thing. Actually, it's the complete opposite. It's good to be dependent on those you care about and who care about you. It's necessary. But a little bit of independency is as well. Again, you need to be able to take care of yourself. And that was another one of my only little issues with this movie. It never really fully painted Ikuya's brother as being in the wrong. I'm just going to call him by his last name, Kirishima, for now. It never really painted him as being in the wrong when he was. Yeah, he had good intention and he was trying to help his brother branch out and make new friends, and that's fine. But he handled it poorly. By just completely and suddenly distancing himself from Ikuya, by just completely just pushing him away, that's, again, suddenly, it made Ikuya resent him. Ikuya looked up to his big brother in such an important and powerful way that the way Kirishima acted towards him emotionally destroyed him. Again, the idea was fine. He had good intention. He really did. He wanted Ikuya to branch out. He wanted him to make more friends and to find other people, to not just rely on his big brother all the time. But again, he handled it poorly. He should have handled that in a more clear, concise way and a more respectful way. A way that wouldn't damage Ikuya and cause them to have this massive rift in their relationship for 2 years. I mean, yes, it all worked out in the end, but I feel like they should have made note of Kirishima's failing in that case. Like when Ikuya was talking to him at the end there and everything, and saying like, oh, like I think it was right before the race, and saying like, oh, I've moved past this and everything, and all of that. I feel like Kirishima should have said something back and said like, I shouldn't have done that to you in the way that I did, or something like that, you know? I just feel like Kirishima isn't completely like innocent in this case. He's not in the complete right. That's all I'm trying to say. Asahi's sister seemed random as well. That's another little nitpick I have. Like, she wasn't in pretty much the entire movie, and then suddenly at the end, she appears during their swim, during their relay, and then she's in the credits cards, the little image cards as well. It's like, where did she come from? It's like she wasn't a character throughout this movie, and then she's just there. And again, I'm going to have to listen to that part at the end, too, when she has that brief line of dialogue to see if I can hear Carol's voice in it. I don't know if I've heard Jeannie Torado in a lot, because I really didn't know her name prior to Carol and Tuesday. But then again, I didn't really know Brianna Knickerbocker's name either, the voice of Tuesday, and she voiced Rem in ReZero, which that's a pretty big role too. So we'll see. But yeah, we also had a couple cameos from the coach. We had a cameo of all people from Ray, which means if Asahi does appear in season 2, and that could connect back to Ray and everything, who's now part of the team, and it's like, if they recognize each other, that could be cool. Like, that would be interesting. Yeah, it also explained how Haru got his love for mackerel. It explained where that came from. It explained a lot, actually, with Haru and Makoto. We got to see a little bit of Nagisa. We got some good stuff. We got to see Reen's kind of thoughts on being in Australia and how he was still on pretty good terms with Haru before their race. So it's like, yeah, it was a good prequel movie. I really enjoyed it, and I really do hope that these characters return in season 2. Now, I don't know exactly when I'm going to be beginning season 2. I will keep you guys up to date on that, though. It's going to depend when a spot is open and all of that jazz. That was a mind is blanking. Poll winner. Free was a poll winner. So possibly when the next time the poll slot opens up, I'll put it in there. I cannot guarantee that for sure, though. I cannot, because currently the poll winner is Zombieland Saga, so we'll just kind of see how that goes. But I will be getting to it as soon as I possibly can, because I do really want to get to season 2. And yeah, again, as I kind of said in my pre-thoughts, this series just really surprised me with how good it was. And this movie, it's like, yeah, it was that good again. So it's like, yeah, I really want to see where this goes. And if these characters do come back for season 2, it's going to like add that much more depth to it and add that much more interest factor to how they're going to react and everything to what's currently going on and all. But in the meantime, tell me what you thought of Free Starting Days in the comments below. And thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time. Hey everyone, Connie here, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you want to check out any of my social media links and more, please check them out over to the side. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave those down below. In the meantime, though, thank you so much once again for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.